A lot of people say 5G has negative aspects to it because it's a form of microwave energy, and microwaves aren't good for you, right? So it's like microwaving your testicles and things like that, causing you to have a lower sperm count than you normally would. Maybe that's why men's sperm counts have been going down, right? Is it because of Wi-Fi? Is it because of the fluoride in the water? Is it because of the stuff they spray in the air? Is it because of polyester that we wear as underwears? Is it because of the tight underwears? It's all these different things. Is it because of psychologically they've made women into these crazy feminists, and that actually has an opposite effect on the men, making them more submissive and more weak? That's another theory. But anyway, I think 5G has something to do with it. This is a video from Business Insider. I'm not playing the whole thing. It's just a short section of it that talks about the the dangers of 5G that even these mainstream reporters will are willing to report on. So let's
perhaps
listen.
close to their home and thought their radiation exposure could be increasing.
We are concerned about the deployment of 5G.
Go to the settings and turn off 5G.
Your phone is hurting you a lot more than you think.
When it comes to radio frequency radiation, the type that comes from cell phones, we know that acute exposures, a really high dose all at once, can be harmful and cause severe burns. But that is nowhere near the amount of exposure you get from a cell phone. What we get on a day-to-day basis from all the devices that surround us is more like constant, low-level exposure. Figuring out the health impacts of that has been complicated, to say the least. In 2011, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, which is part of the World Health Organization, designated radiofrequency radiation as a Class 2B carcinogen. What that means is that there's some evidence a substance could be a carcinogen, but a strong link has not been established. That 2B category includes things like vehicle exhaust.
I think the cell phone industry is not willing to study it because they don't want too many questions to be out there because there's enough questions about it as it is. But I think it's a dose of common sense to really do use justice, because if you think about it, if they actually told you back in the days, let's say this is your cell phone, right? They'd say, don't put your cell phone up to your head because you're channeling Wi-Fi and, microwave energy into your head. And if you noticed, before they told us that, this is back years ago, I would be done with a long conversation with the phone up to my head, and then I would have a headache after, or I'd have like this weird pain in my head. I don't know if that ever happened to you, but I noticed it myself. Like I'd be like, oh man, I don't feel so good after having that long phone conversation with my phone. And that was just a phone thing. That was just the phone signal. But that was before, I think. No, they did have internet then as well. But the point is, they also told us not to put our cell phones in our pockets years ago, if you remember. Don't put them in your pockets because it's too close to your testicles. It's going to channel 5G and Wi-Fi into your testicles and stuff like that. That's probably a good idea. I think in Europe, there's laws that regulate the Wi-Fi internet more strictly, I guess, more regulatory burden on these companies to make sure that things are safe. Like we don't have that in the US. So that's another cause for concern. I feel like she's about to downplay the impact of the 5G and the Wi-Fi. But like I said before, you got to weigh that with what you see with your eyes, what you experience yourself. I mean, if you have had any symptoms of, I don't know, brain fog or just dizziness or whatever from 5G, I have. You can call on the show, by the way, 313-591-0290, and we can discuss your experiences. But I actually got one of those mesh desk organizers that are made out of metal, and I put it over my Wi-Fi tower in my house because my Wi-Fi transmitter is like this tower thing. It's like narrow like this. So one of those metal desk organizers with the mesh actually fits perfectly over it. So after I did that, this is an experiment, because I was like, man, is the 5G, because I would sit near the 5G as I was like watching TV after work. I'd be sitting on the couch. The 5G transmitter would be like only a few feet away. And I was like, I don't know, am I feeling this way because of the 5G thing? So I tried a Faraday cage. If you look it up, there's people who do this, and I've experimented with it myself. I've written about it on my site. You can make a makeshift Faraday cage using a desk organizer placed over your Wi-Fi router. And I noticed when I did that that it almost like turned down the transmitter effect of the Wi-Fi. At least that's how it felt to me because I didn't feel as I don't know, I didn't feel as bad. And then I slept better and stuff like that. And then I started getting into the Airs Tech products. But the Airs Tech products are supposed to neutralize 5G and Wi-Fi as well. Airs Tech, AIRES Tech. Um, I should put my affiliate link. I am an affiliate for Airs Tech, but I've never even posted my affiliate link on any of my content. So you can just like right now, I don't even have my link to give to you, but I can tell you because I bought. Let me see how many products now. I have the medallion. I have the bigger the bigger square, and I have the large room rectangle that they sell. I have all those and multiple of them, and I've just put them over in my house, and they do work. They'll like protect that particular room, or maybe a little larger than a room, in terms of its how well it works. I notice. But if you get a couple of them, and they are pricey, they're kind of expensive, but if you get a couple of them, you can kind of like now that I have the baby, I put one in the nursery because I want to protect the baby from 5Gs and stuff like that. But the other thing I'm gonna really quick hack I'm gonna show you is check this out. On my phone, I take off my case, right? Check that out. I have aluminum insect screen inside my cell phone. Why? Because I noticed that the insect screen acts almost as if as a makeshift Faraday cage. Somehow it reduces the exposure, the intensity of the Wi-Fi, the intensity of the 5G, kind of reduces it somehow. I don't know how to explain it, but I think it's similar to like how a Faraday cage reduces the electrical uh radiation. Um, but I find that it works. So I highly encourage you to do that. It's cheap. If you want to protect your exposure to these waves, just try it as an experiment. Like, what's it going to cost you? Like a couple dollars to get some aluminum insect screen. You could even ask some guy that you know who has aluminum insect. Can I cut like a small piece like this big of aluminum insect screen, put it inside your cell phone case, and tell me what you notice? Because I notice that there's a lot less exposure from the Wi-Fi due to that. Anyway, let's listen a little bit more what she
But
says.
it also includes aloe vera, which I imagine most people don't worry about on a day-to-day basis. The reality is that there isn't much about 5G that poses a unique radiation risk compared to previous generations. There's even a decent chance our radiation exposure could go down due to 5G.
What is known is that for the same amount of data, 5G produces less exposure than 4G.
You might expect radiation levels to go up as we send more and more data. But one study out of Switzerland found that over a 7-year period, even as the amount of mobile data traffic increased 18-fold, the amount of radiation in the environment stayed pretty much the same. So it appears
One study. They cherry pick data. Your common sense would tell you that your exposure to radiation would go up as it's the speed of the is transmitted and the data, whatever. Like, so I knew that this is what this was. She's trying to downplay the effects of 5G. You can watch the rest for yourself. But I'm going to show you another video. This is from InfoWars talking about what the insiders are saying about 5G.
Industry will not underwrite companies building out the 5G infrastructure. 5G is deemed as an emerging risk, as the biological effects of EMF in general and 5G in particular are still being debated. Potential claims for health impairments may come with a long latency. That's from Sonar's 2019 Swiss Re Zurich Switzerland Reinsurance Company report. Final thing I'll mention before I go, 10K disclosure. Crown Castle International out of Houston, Texas is a publicly shared company. They have a 10K disclosure they have to give to shareholders. In that 10K disclosure, it reads, if frequency emissions from wireless handsets or equipment on our communications infrastructure are demonstrated to cause negative health effects, Potential future claims could adversely affect our operations, costs, or revenues. We currently do not maintain any significant insurance with respect to these matters. They have to let their shareholders know. I thank you for your time, and I encourage you, please, to take into consideration that right now in the United States, there are 418,000 cell towers. Over the next 6 years, that will go up another 800,000, a 300% increase. This is only just beginning. Thank you so much.
Mr. Weaver, if you could leave the documents with the city clerk, that would be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
City council meeting.
Okay.
Before I play what RFK says about it, he's been winning cases on the 5G issue. So if he's winning court cases on it, that shows you that there is harmful effects on 5G. So a lot of these mainstream sources, maybe they're funded by these industries, can't necessarily trust what they say. But I want to show you some other stuff. But first, we're going to hit another set real quick, because I don't want to wait too long before I hit this set. All right, let's do it.
To the B-side.
10 sets. We did it. 10 sets, baby. I don't think I've ever done 10 sets of a muscle in a long time. We're going to get 12 sets, though. That's weird. As I'm getting higher in set count, it's like my muscles, they're not used to this at all. I'm feeling like a continued pump that is just feels way different. Feels like things are expanding in different ways that I haven't experienced before. All right, let's finish this topic about the 5G. Listen to what RFK has to say about it. Hang on. Turn that on. Okay. Listen to what RFK has to say about it.
The RF radiation from 5G is dangerous. It penetrates it disrupts the blood-brain barrier. It also is associated with glioblastomas and other cancers. And it causes a lot of other dramatic health effects. And there are literally thousands and thousands of studies in that. I've litigated on that issue and I've won in the Federal Court of Appeals. So, you can say it's a conspiracy theory, but the Federal Court of Appeals, I also won a case on Monsanto and glyphosate that it caused non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and that was called a conspiracy theory. What I've said about 5G is, yeah, it is dangerous. It is underregulated. Other countries regulate it much better than us. And we need to protect our children. We should not be having these antennas on elementary schools. We should be warning people appropriately, do not put that cell phone next to your head. Because, we're seeing this epidemic now of glioblastomas, and almost all of them are connected the year that you favor the cell phone with.
Here we go. Here we go. All the box falling off. All on the left-hand side.
I'm going to show you this next video. I talked about that before. RFK is some fantastic. I love how he's an actual human health secretary who cares about people's health and warns people about the dangers of 5G and other things like glyphosate. I went over to Italian pasta since I found out about glyphosate. I no longer eat Barilla pasta, which is made in the USA, because most of our wheat is contaminated with glyphosate. Same thing with oats. I stopped eating oatmeal. I actually went on my way to get a brand of oatmeal that's made in the US that's promoted on the Detox Project, which is glyphosate free, certified glyphosate free. And that I noticed that oatmeal didn't bother me. The other oatmeal definitely bothered me. And I noticed that the Italian pasta, they regulate glyphosate use way more strict than here. If you get like the Chico pasta, or if you get another one is what's the name of that pasta? Anyway, just look on the box and see if it's made in Italy. If it's made in Italy, then you don't have to worry about glyphosate. That's the one I would get. Don't get the Barilla because it's got the glyphosate in it. But listen to what RFK is saying there. It's very interesting about the whole 5G thing. So you can't just blanketly accept what you hear in the mainstream regarding 5G. Oh, it's safe. It's actually no. It's another one of these things that there's people who are profiting off of the technologies and whatever. And when there's money involved, like you can't necessarily trust it unless you get an unbiased source. But check out this other video showing how 5G tower is affecting how trees grow and leaves grow on a tree. So listen to this.
Look on the left-hand side of that tree, on the right-hand side. That's all right. Yeah. Right, well, look at the right-hand side of the tree. Look at the flap. Look at the bushes. Look at the green bushes. Yeah. Very nice. Look at the left-hand side. Dead. You know why? Because that's right next to it. Have you?
That's interesting, right? People say honeybees and things like that, birds are dropping dead near these 5G towers. And then you tell me, oh, it's perfectly safe. You could go to 6G and 7G and it'd be the same level of radiation. Like, you can't believe the BS.
Like that in your life? Got a light right there. The transmitter on the top. These 5G transmitters are lethal. If that's what it's doing to a tree, right next to a tree, think about what these are doing to our health.
There we are, folks. Look at this. Look at this monstrosity here. Right behind it, what's happened? The tree seems to have died. This tree just there. Look at the
You can see the chemtrails in the background too.
thickness of the bottom branches. And then look at up the top, dying at the top. Right next to this thing. Coincidence? Or is there something more sinister here? Something more sinister. Why do we need these? There's another one here. This is top of long line. There's another one.
You know, the reason they need the 5G, by the way, is because of AI. They want to roll out AI everywhere. They want to give AI way more power than it has now. They want to use it as a tool to like control the masses through a system of economic control where they monitor what you buy and stuff like that. They literally want to go to that world, which is like a Brave New World status. It's crazy. By the way, I just saw in the chat, Panalito says, how you doing, man? What's up, Panalito? He says I'm big. Thank you, man. I haven't even gotten started yet. I'm trying to start this new routine. See how big we can get. This is me actually kind of feel small right now. Maybe I have the muscle dysmorphia where I think I'm small even though I'm not small, but I guess I'm still big compared to the majority of people out there, but I'm mainly fat. I'm still probably up there in terms of fat, although I'm losing weight. My stomach's going down somewhat. Let's see how it goes. But welcome. I want to play a little bit more of this clip also.
about 3/4
Check this
mile
out.
away at Blue Dragon, and then if you go out further, there's another one out further along the Exeter Road. You stand outside, where is it? That pub on the corner. I'm not sure, but yeah, you can see them both, one in either direction up on the Exeter Road where it's nice and straight. And why is the tree died? Why is that tree not looking very healthy? Oh look what else we got? It's right in the air. Look, they're at us from every angle here, folks. No messing about around here.
See what I mean? Look, he even noted the geoengineering that they're spraying up in the sky. You know, people tell me that these are jets, but look at that angle of that cloud. It's an upward angle. What jet do you know that flies straight up like at this angle into the sky? No jets fly. Jets fly like this, right? They don't fly like this. It doesn't make any sense. So the narrative that they're putting out there is a lie. What else is new? And of course, they say, "Oh, you know, we're just trying to block out the sun." Like as if that wasn't bad enough. Like we don't want to block out the sun. They're saying, "Oh, we're going to try to protect the planet from global warming." Yeah, yeah. But you know what? They're spraying metals, heavy metals into the atmosphere. They don't, God knows what it's doing to us. We're breathing this stuff in. So I just pray to God that he protects us from all this evil stuff that they're trying to do. They're trying literally every single thing they can to lower the population of the earth. But I'm here trying to thrive and be healthy despite all this. And I hope you are too. And that's the whole point. Part of the reason why we're here as well. Listen to this.
They got that one. That one, but why has that tree died? That was about 18 months ago. That tree there shedded a massive branch, broke someone's car off. About 18 months, 2 years after this was fitted, funny enough. So yeah, what is this doing to our lovely big oak tree here?
Anyway, check out Alex. I'm a fan of Alex. He does good stuff. Infowars.com. But yeah, this girl, Business Insider, I wouldn't trust what she's saying. You know, just because she's got a big name behind her, she doesn't. I mean, I barely listened to what she had to say, but she only devoted what, like 10 minutes to the dangers of this 5G. So I don't know if I can trust that. We're at 10 sets, guys. We are gonna shoot for 12 to 13. I'm still feeling a good pump in my chest. My cortisol levels feel low, so hopefully I can sleep tonight. So I'm not doing too much.